Well, I was suspecting that divot there that's been being carved into this part has been causing the stickiness, but here, now that I'm doing it, it's not sticking at all. So maybe that's not the cause. I'm still going to try and fill that with some weld, and I think I'm going to polish this a little bit, try to make it a little bit cleaner. It's a little bit scarred and scratched up, and see if that makes it work any better, but that may not be the cause after all. So I was able to fill the gouge and grind it down and smooth it off, and I also did a little bit of smoothing of this part, because that was also a little bit scarred up. But the thing is, once I took this arm off, it actually started working just fine by hand and not jamming up. So I'm not sure if the jamming up was in fact that, or if it was something to do with this arm creating additional tension. There are some other points here of rubbing where this ram is a tight fit here and could be gummy there, and it's also a tight fit down here as it's going through there where it could be gummy there. But what I also notice now, and that I've done this a few times, is I've rounded this off quite a bit, so you can see it's not making good even contact across the whole thing. It's really only making a contact across that center, and it's marking up there as well. So I need to flatten this out so it is making even contact across the whole surface this way. It also may be an issue of the wear on this ram, that the first action here is not actually pushing down the ram, but pushing the ram that way. That may be the wear on the ram has become problematic, but I don't want to get into that just yet. I'm going to see if it works better with the modifications that I've done here. I think I'll also plan on putting some grease on this to make it not so hard metal friction, metal on metal, creating that issue. We'll try that and see what happens. Yeah, that feels so much better. I like that. Here we are, we've done the repairs to the Astrup 1074 grommet machine, and I've discovered some new things. First of all, when we took our rocker arm off, or the arm mechanism here, it suddenly started working better, and I didn't notice till later, but it looks like that arm has been digging a groove in this slot and rubbing against it. Best guess is someone had put in 2 connective bolts here, and that was forcing it into a movement that was pushing it that way, but it really only needs 1 bolt here. All the holes being available for bolts is for adjustability, but it doesn't mean that you need to be putting bolts in multiple holes. Having them in that position allows you some flexibility and movement of your rods. Now, what we do have also is not the original stand. So the original stand is more of a tripod trapezoidal base, and it puts these anchor points out about 6-8 inches further forward, which would put this center point on your foot more directly in the right position in relationship to the machine itself. Because we're using this shop-built stand, I don't have that option. So what we have had to do is we've had to reverse these arms just to make sure that we get the proper motion and we're not rubbing in this little slot the way we used to be. We are hitting here, and I'm not happy about that, but I do have free motion, and I'm not getting stuck in this little notch. What I could do, even though we bolted this to the new table, is I could take this and we could set this back another 6 or so, 4, 5, 6 inches, and that would probably put this slot in better position in relationship to the foot pedal, and we'd probably be able to put our operator arms into their expected position. So now we do that, and we're making grommets and we're not getting stuck. Beautiful. I can't decide whether this is a limiter for when you're grommeting so you don't over grommet, or if that's a limiter for when you are cutting so you don't over drive it when you're cutting. It seems to me that this should probably be in when you're grommeting because you don't want to overdrive the grommet, but I'm not really sure. I'm going to do one without that, or one with that position in. And that grommet looks good and not overdriven. This other one, when I took that out and drove it, and that looks a little bit over smooshed. These dies do cut through the natural fabrics and the cloth fabrics better, but if I have the nylon or polyester webbing up top, that tends to get sucked down into the die and jam it up. Whereas if I have the nylon or polyester webbing down, it doesn't seem to get stuck when it's cutting. So I think we just have to, if we're using the nylon webbing, we have to have that always facing down, and we will have better success. And maybe I just need to keep this doodad here as a limiter on all cutting and grommeting operations. Seems to look good. I'll do one more. Beautiful. It's working well. Now I can do the summer curtain projects that I've been avoiding because my grommet machine was being a pain in the ass. It's not being a pain in the ass anymore. I was looking more closely at the reference pictures that are available online for these models. This is the Astrup 1075. It says 1075 here. The rocker arm, what does it say? 1070, I don't know what number that is. I thought it might have said 1074 at one point, but I have clearly painted it out. Doesn't look like a 4. 1075, 1074, 1076, 1078. These are all variations of the model online, mostly from old auctions. There might be a couple available in Utah on a eBay listing or something like that. And in looking at those photos, again, I was right to reverse the pedal. The pedal should be in the back and the grommet should be in the front. And if you reverse that, your whole control arm pieces are going to be out of configuration from what the manufacturer recommends. And also, the center point for that pivot is supposed to be pretty much here on the center of gravity. And if we drop a stick down, you can see that we're about 4 to 5 inches further back than we should be. And that's why we had to reconfigure these arms. This is supposed to be at the top, supposed supposed to be this right bend down. There was another bend here, but I flattened that out to try to make this arm work better with this configuration. And then this is the one that's supposed to come down and bolt into there. So with that, we would have this be this, and we'd have a bend coming straight down through the hole. And then we would have another bend back that would then connect with the downward bend to the pivot point down there. I still might do that. I might move this further back and try to get that alignment better. Not having any sort of user manual or any documents on this available have made it a little bit of a challenge. But the other thing is again, I think what happened, this bolt has sheared off in the past, and I know this bolt has sheared off multiple times in the past, and we've just replaced it with another 1/4 inch bolt and put a nylock on it so it can't come loose. But the 1/4 inch bolt is probably the issue here. I did this time upgrade it to grade 5 bolts rather than grade 2, which is the standard from the hardware store. That should alleviate the shearing to some degree, but if I really want to make it stronger, I should drill this out to accommodate a 5/16 inch bolt. And the same thing here, these are all drilled out for 1/4 inch bolts, but we could drill it out and make it accommodate a 5/16 inch bolt. I think the last time, I don't remember when this sheared off, I was like, well, damn it, I'm not going to have it shear off on me again. I may have thought, I'm going to put 2 bolts in, so I have a bolt and a backup, and that may have locked these 2 into the position that was then causing it to rub on there and dig that out and lock up every time it was used. So that's what we got. That's what we're going to do. It works in this configuration, even though the arms are not in their original manufacturer intended position. A couple of the other photos I saw online have some really, really strange configurations. Someone has taken the arms off and put them on in weird positions. And again, if you flip the pedal around the opposite way, that's going to put your arms out of alignment, and you're going to have to do some adjustments to them to make it work properly. Yeah, I even saw one online where this wasn't even pivoted here, and someone had bolted 2 plates front and back, and this pivot point was now up here, which was very weird. I couldn't see if something was broken, and that's why they had to modify it, but at least ours is in good shape. I also added these washers here to provide a little bit better control arm function. You don't want this bolt to be super tight because you don't want it to be pinching that. There needs to be free movement so it can move freely and pivot as needed. Same with this point down here, needs to pivot freely. But again, I could upgrade that to a 5/16 bolt and maybe get it to be a little bit longer lasting, less likely to shear off. Though I think that it's a grade 5 bolt, that should also help significantly.